Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And we've got a blizzard coming. Yeah. They've rated it severe, so we'll see how it goes. But I have to tell you, I am in such a good mood this morning, I almost can't stand myself. You want to know why? We have a plow person. No more having to deal with my 91-year-old father going outside and trying to blow snow because he wouldn't let me get a plow person. We have a plow person. Thank you, Brody, for showing up at 5:20 in the morning, and I got to hear that glorious sound of plow against pavement. Fabulous. So, he did the sidewalk, he did the slab behind the house, he did the little path that leads to the sidewalk out front. Now the kids can walk to school without being in the snow. Oh, I am a happy girl. So, yes, off to a good start today. And he was done in 10 minutes, in and out. Then he went to the warehouse and did that as well. So, yes, it is a good day in Nussbaumville. So, we'll give it a bit for people to pop on. I think I paid attention to it being on the correct page. Who knows? One of those days, and apparently my phone was supposed to update last night, and there weren't sufficient room. So, I spent some time trying to clear out things that I was willing to part with, and I still don't think I made enough room. So, we'll have to see how this goes. But technology is my friend. Yes. So, kind of surprised nobody's on here. So I'm really wondering if I goofed and am doing this from my personal page instead of from my business page. Nope, there's someone. All right, we'll see. Let's see who's popped on. It's Gwen. Good morning, Gwen. So I am doing this from my business page, right? There's not really any way for me to tell, am I on my business page or my personal page? And it took a while for peeps to pop on, so must be good. Good morning, Beth. Glad you are here. Glad you are here. So as I said, I am a happy girl. The Brody the plow guy made my day. I don't have to worry about any of this. Now, what gets to happen is I get to just enjoy snowfalls. I don't have to worry. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you are here. I don't have to worry about cleaning snow out. I don't have to worry about my dad falling. I don't have none of that. Yeah. So thank you to Brody the plow guy. A+. I'm so happy. So we have a card deck we don't often see, but this is a really lovely card for right now. Oh, I also wanted to point out, in case you didn't see it either on my page or on Joe Neal's page, we have been doing Common Ground Conversations for a year. A year. I can't even believe that. We started a year ago, right around Thanksgiving time, and it was basically to discuss how do you stay in relationship with people when you have some divergent beliefs. And I think one of the things we've discovered over the course of this year is our beliefs aren't as divergent as we'd like to, or we believe they are. Not that we'd like to think they are, because we like to connect with people. We like to have relationship with people. So yes, it has been a wild ride, and we're at a 1 year mark, and I just think that is so awesome. And we videoed one yesterday, so that'll be up in probably toward the end of the week. So a new one. So yeah. So let's do some tapping and some breath. Settling into right here, right now. Taking in life. There's my partner in crime. Good morning, my dear. Glad you are here. I was just saying that you had posted that it's been a year, and so I shared that to my page as well. And our Common Ground Conversations have helped us realize we are far more alike than different. Doesn't matter what labels people put on us. Yeah, we have common beliefs. Absolutely. Meet in the common ground. Meet in the open field. That's where we're at. So, and again, I need to share, I'm so excited. I'm having such a good day now. This is just fabulous. A plow guy, Brody the plow guy, made my day at 5:20 a.m. Yes, everything's plowed. And I'm sure he'll be back because we're supposed to get dumped on. But to not have to worry about how is this going to get taken care of, and is my father going to insist on being out there doing snow, it's done. It's done. Yay. So, oh, happy day. Ooh, that brings the song to mind. What was it Sister Act? I can't remember. One of those with Whoopi Goldberg in. Good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. There's a young man singing Oh Happy Day, and oh my God, his voice is phenomenal. When he hits that high note, woo. If anybody can find that and wants to post it in the feed, Oh Happy Day. Yeah. Yes. Oracle of E by Pam Grout and Colette Reid. And if you haven't read Pam Grout's books, E Squared and E Cubed, Sister Act. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Everybody watched the same movie. I love it. I love it. I love it. Pam Grout's books are stimulating, mind stimulating. That's what I would call them. They get you to think outside the box. They get you to consider possibilities you might not otherwise consider. They get you to look at things from a different perspective. And that seems to be one of the words for this span of time is perspective. And how can we shift our perspective to serve us better? So, today's card is Silver Lining. Silver Lining. And these are real short. It's just a paragraph. In this case, I think it is 3 sentences, 4 sentences. And the last sentence is a 1-word sentence. So, let's take a breath. Let it go. Another breath. Let it go. I'm just so happy breathing in life today. You wouldn't think that a snowplow could make your day. Oh yeah, here it is. Silver lining. It only looks like disruption. In reality, everything is fine. Everything, in fact, is beyond fine. Underneath appearances is a silver, gold, and platinum lining. Enjoy. So, where this one leads me, because yesterday I fess up that I did a little bit of doom scrolling. Not wise. Not wise. And what it led me back to was one of my pillars of belief, which is it does not serve us to waste time lamenting what isn't the way we want it to be. We are much better off investing our time in creating what we do want. So we need to acknowledge what is there that isn't spot on. But our approach, again, perspective. If all we're doing is looking at the crashed and burned disaster, we don't act in ways that lead us where we want to go. So let me give you an example. Let's say someone, their partner files for divorce. It's not a divorce they want, partner's not willing to do counseling, etc., etc., etc. The longer they stare at the wreckage, the worse they're going to feel. And the more impotent they're going to feel. And probably the angrier they're going to feel. Not saying we're not going to go through all those stages in a situation like that anyway. But when you begin to lift your eyes up off the ground right in front of you, that's still smoldering from the crash, and look ahead a bit. What do I want? If this is as it is, it's not how I want it, but if it is as it is, how do I move forward and get to a place that's more in alignment with what I want? So I was working with someone yesterday, and she lives on the East Coast. And what we've arrived at is that she just wants a peaceful life. It's too hustle bustle. Hustle bustle was great in her 20s and 30s. Now she's moving up the chain there, and that isn't what she wants anymore. And many of us get caught in that happily ever after myth that somehow we get our life where we want it, we set cruise, and it stays that way. Life is constantly in flux. Things are always changing. Unexpected events happen. People die. People leave. We get fired. Crap happens. Our house burns down. How do we look at those things through different lenses? So I'll give you one of my own from a while back. It was a while back. Was when I actually lived in Green Bay, before I moved to Michigan and before I now moved back to Appleton. But I had been teaching a course, and I can't remember where I was, somewhere in the Midwest, and got home late. And my son was at college in Milwaukee, so he was gone. And my daughter was staying with her father that particular weekend. And I get home, and it's cold and it's dark, and I just want to take a shower and go to bed. And I walk in the house, and I'm like, something's off. Something's wrong. Didn't know how I knew, but I knew. Before I could even turn the light on, I hear, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Turn the light on, look down the basement stairs, which is right beside the door that you come in, and all I can see is cat butt sticking in the air as she's licking water out of the stairwell. Yeah, the sump pump had failed. There was maybe about a foot of water in my basement. That's where my son's room was. Bunch of furniture in a rec room. Stuff stored, blah, blah, blah. I looked down, turned the light off, went to bed, said, I'll deal with it tomorrow. What was good about that? What was good about that? A whole lot of crap got destroyed. You know how you take crap from one place to another? We got to move our crap. There's actually a George Carlin comedy skit on that. Moving our stuff, hauling our stuff around with us, and not letting go of stuff that really needs to go away. So, yeah, whole lot of stuff ended up at the curb, sodden. And the other thing, so it was a way to get rid of crap. It was also, you get to see who are the show up kind of people. My friend Kathy and her husband came and helped me cut soggy carpet out of the basement and haul it upstairs. And yeah, it was a mess. So silver lining. I got to see the goodwill of friends. I got to get rid of a bunch of junk that should have gone a whole lot sooner. I got to prevent another disaster by getting one of those little alarms that goes off if the sump pump fails. Left it there for the next person who bought the house. He utilized it. So, what's the silver lining? Even if you can ask yourself the question, you're going in a good direction. Just ask yourself the question. You may not have an answer. You may not even think there is an answer. There's an answer. What's the silver lining? And oftentimes we have to get down the road a piece before we can go, yeah, I'm glad I got fired from that job because I can't believe I was putting up with that for that long. I'm glad I had that car accident because it was really my wake-up call that my life was unmanageable and all I was doing was running around willy-nilly. I'm glad I had that health scare because what it taught me was I needed to be more in tune with my body. I need to be aware of taking good care of myself, and I need to be an advocate for myself. We talked about that Sunday on book club, that it's so important that we're able to say to our healthcare providers, no, that doesn't work for me. Wait, I'm not done. I have one more question. Why are we doing this test? Blah, blah, blah. We must speak up. The word was disruptor. That was a word in today's silver lining. It only looks like disruption. Sometimes it is disruption, but it's for a good purpose. So, excuse me, I invite you to look for your silver linings. I invite you to find, especially really challenge yourself. I invite you to find your silver linings in the crappiest things that have happened to you, in the crappiest situations that you've had. And I know some of you have had really crappy situations. The C word, the D word, all these things. What were the silver linings? If you want to put some of them in the feed, that would be fabulous. The silver lining from my divorce was. The silver lining from my cancer was. Put it in the feed. Share it with others. Because you may be well beyond that enough that you can see back and see what the silver linings were. There are people who are right now slogging through it. And they could use your words of wisdom. So feel free to put them in the feed. So, I think that's all I have to say. Have an awesome day. I'm going to go back to appreciating my plow person. I'm so excited about this. Can you tell? I'm looking, okay, neighbor across the street just ran his garage door up and pushed his snowblower out, and I'm like, I'm so happy. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.